Ma'am, good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Just relaxing, sit down. Just keeping our eyes closed. Just going into a small meditation before we start the class today. Focus is on just keeping our bodies comfortable. Spine is straight, shoulders are relaxed, and relax your palms as well. Just keeping your eyes closed here. And now just focusing on your natural state of breathing, okay? Just allow your breath to continue as it is. There's no need to manipulate your breath here. Just carry on as it is. And just bring your awareness to your breath. Just allow your mind to connect with your breath. If at all it does wander, just slowly and quietly bring your mind back to your breath. Just stay nicely and calmly connected to your breath here. And just allowing your breath to flow as it will naturally, taking a deep inhale and a slow exhale. Just carry on the same way. There is absolutely no need for manipulation here. Just stay connected with your breath. And now, with every breath that you take in, I want you to believe that your body is becoming stronger. And every breath out, I want you to believe that your body is becoming purer because you're releasing all these toxins in every exhale. So just believe that and carry on with your natural breathing. And just bringing all your consciousness and your mindfulness to your breath. Now, with that, I want you to do something very interesting now. I want you to say your name to yourself in your mind. So, I am Anukriti Govind Sharma. The same way, I want you to repeat your name inside your mind over and over again. I am, and finish the sentence with your complete name. So the first name, the middle name, the last name, completely. So if I am Anukriti Govind Sharma, I am Anukriti Govind Sharma. And keep repeating this again and again in your mind. And as you repeat, just keep a track of your breath. Be aware of your breath also. As you continue this process, I want you to also invite all your stress, all your troubles, all your worries to yourself again. Whatever tensions or stress you might have in your life, just bring it back to yourself. Invite it into your life. Usually we want to get rid of such things, but I want you to invite this into your life. Embrace it like a cherished guest. Whatever burdens you might have, maybe a fight with somebody, all your deadlines, all your tasks, any kind of a stress or a worry that you might have in your life right now. Just remember it and feel it. Allow those thoughts to enter your mind. Feel them, relish them, allow them to stay there. And keep repeating your name again and again. And now I want you to drop your last name from this sentence. I am Anukriti. Similarly, just repeat this sentence with your first name. And now, as you do that, I want you to slowly forget about all your worries and your tensions and start remembering your gone childhood days. a time probably when you were 12 years of age or probably less. So I want you to remember your childhood home, your native place, your parents, your relatives, siblings, happy days, not so happy days, the carefree days, whatever you did at school. Now, as you keep repeating your name, only the first name, and as you stay aware of your breath, just relive those childhood days. Press a pause button, go into the rewind, and replay. Think of all those days, visualize them again. And now I want you to drop that first name also. I am. I am. That's it. No labels, no attachments, just I am. And this time, allow all types of thoughts and feelings to fade away. It can be your stresses, your worries, it can be your childhood memories. Allow every thought, every feeling to vanish. And allow your mind to become like an empty vessel. As you keep repeating, I am, I am, I am. Just continue repeating that in your mind. And now I want you to drop that tiny little sentence also. Let's just convert this sentence into a random abstract sound. Aham, or maybe om, whatever works for you. So just keep repeating with me. Aham, aham, aham. This sound has got no attachment with you or your identity whatsoever. Nobody recognizes you with this sound. It's just a sound. And keep repeating it as you breathe normally. This is your ground state, actual reality. This is who you really are. This is you, much before any thought or any feeling arises inside you. This is your true state of being, your actual reality. You are a field of infinite potential. So just be like that in the present moment. Just be there and understand, recognize, and enjoy your very existence. Relish your true existence. This is you. This is your real being. So just be in the present moment now. Just be. Rest in being. Rest in awareness. Rest in existence. Just be aware of the space that you are in. And just be aware of the fact that this is you. This is your true reality. This is your true existence. Without any attachments, without any labels, without any stress, without any worries, without any thoughts or feelings or memories. This is you, like an empty vessel. And now, before you come out of it, let's just shake our body up once and feel all the physical sensations inside the body. And just shake yourself out of this trance now. You can literally shake your body and come out of this trance. I'm sure you feel a little more refreshed, a little more relaxed. Just join your palms together in front of your heart now and start rubbing your palms, pulling out this energy. And this energy which you are pulling out today is your real, true energy. This energy which belongs to the true state of yours, the state which you just experienced in this meditation. This is the real being that you are, your true identity. And just get ready for the class. We'll go into the full body warm-up, ma'am, part by part. Neck, shoulders, side of the back, legs, and what else have we done with the legs? All the 4 leg exercises that we know. And then coming to your cat cow and full body mobility, Surya Namaskar, minimum 7 rounds today. And today you will finish the whole sequence like Nidhi yesterday. Today we will not just stick to the 8 steps, okay? So if we want to finish at least 5 rounds of full Surya Namaskars, we have to speed up all the exercises. So let's speed it up. Fast forward motion, neck up and down 10 times. Let's start. Keep your counting going in your mind. Nice. Five times each side. Moving on to your shoulders, up and down 10 times. Very nice. Opposite elbows, one at a time. Big circles with your shoulders. Remember, ma'am, every exercise, be it a small exercise, be it an advanced exercise, especially these shoulder exercises right now, they're working big time in opening up your chest and pushing your shoulders back. Always remember, any exercise which focuses on opening that chest, stretching out those chest muscles, is invariably making your chest firmer. So you are basically activating these muscles, all the muscles which are surrounding your chest tissue, all those muscles around. Anytime you do these stretching out exercises where you're forced to open out that chest, your muscles in the chest region as well as the surrounding region, all these muscles are forced to stretch out, contract and stretch, contract and stretch. So invariably, the entire chest region is becoming more firm without you realizing it. What else do we do now? Side stretches, nice side stretches to your spine. Yeah. Juice it out completely. Hold it for 10 seconds. We'll just do it one time at a side. And other side slowly. Counting in your mind, slow. And your leg exercises. So quickly onto one side. We will finish both the exercise on one side first, which is your forward and backward motion with the bent knee, and then the extension of the same leg and going up and down. So because both the exercises need
You're not doing this one? You're not doing this one?
Yes. We are doing this exercise. So first exercise is the back and forth, ma'am. Second was the leg extension, up and down. Because both of them have to be done on the side. So let's finish them off together. That will save time. 3, 2, 1, and start. Keep going. As you bring your knee forward, try to bring it closer to the chest. As you push it back, imagine that there is somebody behind you who's really irritating. You're trying to kick that person. So the idea is to kick that person behind you. Yeah. You know, emotions and feelings, that is why they say any thought or feeling which arises in your mind, it directly affects the way your body functions. So when you feel angry, when you feel aggressive, suddenly you will have this spurt of energy inside your physical body and you will do your exercises better. That is why they say when you get angry you should go to the gym, because that day your workouts are going to be better. Or sometimes you must have heard the ladies saying in the house, आज मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा था तो मैंने सारे मोजे धो डाले, because they will tend to clean the socks in a much more efficient way because they are feeling irritated or angry at somebody. Start. Your extension is better today, can get better. Full extension with the left leg and start. Full extension all the time. Working on that knee, consciously straightening it out. One last time. Full extension. Extension. Keep repeating that word in your mind. Your body will be forced to follow it. Sometimes we have to feed positive thoughts into our mind deliberately. When we do that, slowly, the mind starts to believe them. All the butt exercises one by one. Yes. One leg at a time. But because we are working one leg at a time, let's try to raise that leg higher. So the hip is now working harder. It's contracting more. Full extension with the leg. Try to go higher, ma'am. Okay, let go. Other side. Your immediate focus now is the successful completion of Surya Namaskar. And for that, you need a very strong lower spine. So do these exercises with more seriousness. Release, other side. Release. Last time, other side. Just keep thinking of that full round of Surya Namaskar, both the sides. You have to finish it today. You will finish it today like a professional. Take your Surya Namaskar as your immediate next fitness goal. Chalo, release. Now just grab that ankle. We will lift off the thigh like a professional today. 3, 2, 1. Lift it off. Yes, much better. Much better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. It's really better today. Other side. 3, 2, 1. Let's get ready. Very nice. Good improvement. See how you were 3 days ago with this exercise. Just compare yourself. Release. Do it once again. Since it's looking so nice, I want you to do it again. Right side. It is so much better than what you were doing 3 days ago, ma'am. Just mentally try to compare that past performance with today. Go. Go up. Very nice. Stay there. Stay there. I'll tell you when to drop it. Drop it slowly. Controlled movement. Last time, other side. Look at your lower back. Visualize it. Send positive thoughts to your mind for it. Lift the leg. Tell your mind your lower back is becoming more flexible. It is becoming stronger. Your mind will start to believe it. And once the mind starts to believe it, it will send the necessary signals to that part of the body and release. And once that lower spine receives those positive signals from the mind, it will actually become stronger. Chalo. Now you are ready for your
Cat cow.
remaining drill, lower body drill, lower spine drill. So extension, crunches, pulses, then back and forth with the knee bend, all that. That is a very basic drill for you, ma'am, keeping your lower spine in mind. It works on your entire body, especially the lower spine, your abs. It warms you up, it strengthens you, but it prepares your lower spine for Surya Namaskar. So we cannot afford to skip that. Chalo, 3, 2, 1, right side.
Oh, you want me to do that crunches?
Cat cow, cat cow. Let's finish the full cat cow 15 times. Keep going. Ten more. And keep following the same breathing pattern. Yeah, inhale on the way up, exhale on the way back. And now we are ready for the exercises. Right side, full extension with the right leg going behind you. Just hold it. And start your crunches, ma'am. Visualize your abs. Visualize that central part of the body. It's becoming thinner. Your sweat is basically your fat crying. So crunch it out, squeeze it out completely, maximize that movement. Every time, pulse with that aggression of a sports person, athlete. You know, I want to reach this goal. I want to reach it within this much time. I want to see myself like that. So be very clear about what you want. Once you do that, the same energy will strike your exercise. And holding it, you were supposed to hold it?
I did, ma'am.
Okay.
I did.
Ready. Just holding it, working your abs all the time. Whenever you're ready, after your counts, you start your crunches. Now, every time, ma'am, maximize this crunch in such a way that when you bend your leg to bring your knee close to your chest and you take your face down, your effort should be towards making that knee touch your forehead. Although that might not happen, but if you try to initiate or go through that movement with that effort, I want to touch my forehead to my knee. With that intention, when you approach this exercise, the crunch will become more drastic. So do that. Every time you crunch, trying to touch that forehead to the knee. So you start now with that approach. And relax. 2 more times. Now this time when you are crunching, think of that forehead coming closer to the knee. Think of that knee coming further ahead, coming forward and trying to touch that forehead. Your crunch will become more extreme. 3, 2, 1, right side. Full extension. Yes, forehead. It's the forehead. Forehead trying to kiss the knee. Do you feel a change in your crunches now?
Yeah.
More intense. It's become more intense now. Forehead and pulse. Hold. Knees bending, ma'am. Relax. So, ready. Forehead again. Forehead is initiating the movement. Abs are crunching harder. Crunches are more severe, intense. More fat is burning. Yeah. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. How can we leave the butt behind? The hips are working equally hard. Think of it like that. Visualize the shape of your hips 2 months from now. How do you want to see them? Work it out now. Last round. Last time. And you are working simultaneously on your shoulders. Your shoulders also pressed back behind you, away from your ears. Once the shoulders are becoming stronger, automatically the muscles of your chest are engaged. They are constantly contracted. And then we'll do some more exercises which will relax these chest muscles, open them out. So stretch, contract, stretch, contract. Shoulders are directly connected to your chest, ma'am. Remember that. Strong shoulders means a strong chest. One cannot exist without the other. So shoulders now. Leg is bending. Straight. Yeah. And one last round. After that, you're done. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Full extension. Keep going. Shoulders back. Keep pulsing. Hold it. Absolutely straight leg. And release. After this, we'll go for the one knee at a time, back and forth motion, ma'am, with the knee bent. 20 times each side. So, 3, 2, 1. Right side. Keep going. This time, working on your hip, working on your quad, working on the muscles in front of the shin, in front of the ankle. Keeping the foot pointed, ma'am. Immediately other side. Finish it off. Let your wrists work. No problem. Nothing will happen. It's just a clear case of weak wrists. And I've been noticing these days, ma'am, many people are facing this problem just like you. The other class which I was taking just before yours. Some exercises like these I made them do. Everybody ended up doing the same circular motion with the wrists after the exercises like you do. So I'm beginning to realize more or less everybody is bothered with this problem. Anvita was facing the same problem today. Wrists.
She did?
Yeah.
She did?
She was there in the class today. So I was making her do the downward dog, upward dog. So again, the same problem. Ma'am, my wrists are hurting. Same problem.
One set, I want to do another one.
No, this much is fine for this exercise. Now you go into your full Superman. Full Superman, then baby cobra, then we are finally approaching your Surya Namaskar. Now, full Superman is a tremendous exercise just for your lower spine. So you dedicate it to that part of the body. 3, 2, 1, start. The day you have a healthy spine, that day I can guarantee you that your life is in place. Relax. You can do whatever you want as long as you have a young, flexible spine. 3, 2, 1, get ready again. Let's go. Hold it. Spine, you're working your spine, making it stronger. If the spine is strong, you can lose as much weight as you want. Relax. If the spine is not strong, you can't do half of the workouts that I want to make you do. So the first target is your spine, making it stronger, making it independent so that you are ready for more exercises. One more Superman. 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you have a strong spine, I have so much of freedom as an instructor. I can make you do whatever. Go down. Baby cobra, keep your shoulders pressed down, ma'am. Elbows are bent. You will try to lift that chest off the floor a little more than yesterday, maybe by half an inch or so. 3, 2, 1. Raising up your torso a little higher than yesterday's class. Better. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Tuck your toes. Lift your weight off on your knees and push your body off. Hips going high up in the sky, inverted V shape, downward dog. Just hold it there, ma'am. Press your heels down. Try to see how straight your legs have become compared to yesterday. Don't walk out your dog right now. Observe your legs because you are in that position. You can directly have a look at your legs behind you. Now try to straighten out both the knees as much as you can compared to yesterday. How much are you able to? And as
It's straight.
they're straight.
Yeah. From long back and putting it straight.
Then stay there. Hold that stretch with both the knees straight for 5, 4, 3, and check your heels. Pressing the heels.
They are not touching. They are not touching down.
No, they will not touch. The idea is to try. Just like I've been telling you to try to touch that forehead to the knee when you are crunching. So the idea is to make that effort. With that intention, we are pressing the heels down. So try to press the heels down and the legs are straight. Now walk out your dog 10 times. And now walking out the dog will become much simpler. You can juice it out more. Once you're done, quickly relax and get ready for the entire cycle of Surya Namaskar. Chalo. Now, as you're relaxing, I'll keep speaking to you, ma'am. You saw Nidhi, right? So after you do your downward facing dog, what is Nidhi doing? She is bringing her right leg forward and coming basically into the same high lunge that you performed earlier in the same sequence. But what were you doing earlier? Your left leg was forward, and in the second lunge, it's the other way around. So the right leg is coming forward. After coming into the high lunge, Nidhi was bringing both the feet together and bending down to reach her toes. Now you will bring both the feet together, but your knees will stay bent because you are not so flexible right now. Just like in the beginning, which is your third step of Surya Namaskar, you are bending down with both knees forward. So you will continue doing the same now also. So you will come into the lunge with the right leg forward, then both the legs together, knees slightly bent, hands down. Then you will stretch all the way up, arms going up, backward arch, and then finally bring your arms down and come into your Namaskar Mudra. That is one full cycle of Surya Namaskar. Can we try that?
Yeah.
We'll take it slightly slow for the first round. Step 1. Step 2. arching, pushing the pelvis forward. Step 3. 4, left leg forward. Stay there. Step 5, plank. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Push it forward. Pull it back. Now walk out the dog, ma'am. 4, 5. Stay there now. Stay there. Now mentally get ready to push that right leg forward into a lunge. Now this will happen. This struggle will happen. What happened just now? The right leg came forward, but it could not directly come in between your palms. Yes?
Yeah.
So Nidhi was also struggling yesterday, but she did not have to struggle much because I have made her struggle in the school so many times. I used to, literally drill these children out in school. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your tummy, and then push that leg forward. So she's done much of that. All
The back leg should be bent or it should be in the air? The knee.
straight, ma'am. It is a high lunge.
Okay.
It is a high lunge throughout. So what is happening is Nidhi has already done this drill of squeezing her abs. Okay, I have to push my foot out, squeeze abs, push out the foot. So initially that struggle will be there, ma'am. So you have to either actually sometimes hold the foot to bring it forward or work your abs extra time to push the foot forward. But ma'am, there are two ways to do this. One is the wrong way, one is the right way. Many times children will make a mistake at school, which I'm going to tell you now. In order to see, the condition for a lunge is to have both the palms on either side of the front foot. One way in which you can do it is to take your palms behind so that they still come on either side of that foot, which is wrong. You are not doing the hard work. So you will not move your palms from where they are. You will squeeze your abs, do the heavy lifting, and bring that foot forward somehow, either by dragging through the mat or by squeezing your abs. You decide. Okay? So that leg will come forward in between both the palms. Then you will bring your feet together, bend down, go back, arch back, and bring your hands together. That's it. So your only point of struggle is going to be how to push that foot forward and bring it into the high lunge once again. Right? Now, the second time you do the Surya Namaskar for round 1, first lunge, it's the right leg forward. Second lunge, it will be the left leg forward. So now your challenge is going to be how to push that left leg forward. 3, 2, 1. Step 1. Step 2. And a 3. And a 4. Right leg forward. 5. Hold that 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down gently, graciously, like a dancer. Push it forward. Let your audience never know that you are feeling tired. Pull it back. Hold it, ma'am. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just somehow manage with that left foot, bring it forward. Initially, you will feel like an elephant hurtling through the floor. Struggle will be there, ma'am. Yes. Now keep dragging that foot forward. Yeah. It will crawl like an ant. Yes. Now this is your final position. After this, step 10, bring both the feet together. 11, arch back, arms up and behind. And step 12, namaskar. That's it. That is round 1. Now can I increase the speed slightly?
Yeah.
Chalo. We'll do 4 more rounds today. 3, 2, 1, start. Do one thing, ma'am. Let's do one more thing. You also turn your mat at 90 degrees so that I can see your body in the side profile. I'll get a better clarity on your movement. The phone is perfect. You can just take your mat. Phone is fine. The mat will turn to 90 degrees.
You can see me?
Yeah. The further you go away from me, the better I can see you. So now we are going to start with this practice, ma'am. 4 rounds back to back. Phone is actually perfect. Yeah. Don't come completely to the top edge, ma'am. Keep some space in front of you also. Yeah. So you can roughly stand in the mid section of the mat. Yes. Not too forward also, because you will need space in front of you to bend forward also. Just stretch out your arms, ma'am. You have space?
Yeah.
Chalo, ready. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Step 1 and 2. Nice. 3, 4. Nice. 5. Hold it, ma'am. Hold it. Nice plank. Drop it down. Nice. Push it forward. Ma'am, in the cobra, feet are pointed. Yeah, so keep them pointed. Yes. From there, pull it back. Yes. Hold it there, ma'am. We also like to hold this pose in the Surya Namaskar. Now, from there, step 9. Yes. It is a struggle, but not so much of a struggle. It's not as bad as I was anticipating. Step 10. Good. Very soon you will be able to bring that leg forward with ease. 11 and 12. Chalo. Other side. Step 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4. Right leg forward. And a 5. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down gracefully. Very soon your chest will also be touching the mat. 7 and 8 and a 9. Left leg forward this time. Keep struggling. I'll give you extra time to struggle. Bring it forward. Bring the foot forward. Let it crawl. Let it crawl. And 10, 11 and 12. Wonderful. Very nice. 3 more to go. Step 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 5 and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Push it forward. Gently pull it back. Step 9. That's it. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Slowly, slowly, as you progress further in your practice with every progressive round, this struggle will become harder because you will be losing strength. But keep pushing through it. Keep struggling. Step 10, 11, and a 12. Very nice. So slowly what will happen, ma'am? There will be a tendency to get tired. It's very natural. So what will happen with less strength in the body, less strength in the ab region, of course, you will realize that with every consequent practice, with every consequent round, the foot is going behind and behind instead of coming forward, when actually you should be improving with every rehearsal. But the foot will fall back behind, so don't get demotivated. It's only because you have less energy. Your job is today, for today, your job is to just keep crawling and push it through somehow. Manage it for the day somehow. When you do that struggle, tomorrow it will be much more beautiful. So we have the other side to do now, right?
Right side.
Step 1. Step 2. And a 3. And a 4. And a 5. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a 6. And a 7. And an 8. Very nice, very graceful. And a 9. Push it through somehow. Manage, struggle, whatever it takes. Just get the job done. Step 10. 11 and 12. 2 more to go, ma'am. Chalo. Step 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4, and a 5, and a 6. Chalo, quickly, let's make it through. And a 7, and an 8, and a 9. Manage. Today's idea is to get the job done. And a 10, 11, and a 12. Now, one small trick, ma'am, to make your plank and the downward facing dog even better. First is that you have to keep your body in one straight line, the head, hip, and heel for the plank. Another thing, just take a look at my palms, how I'm spreading them out, my fingers, okay? Better grip on the mat with your hands means a more efficient plank. Better grip with the hands on the mat means a more efficient downward dog. And I used to tell this to the students at DRS repeatedly. We might feel that this is just the palms, these are just the palms, they're just touching the mat. How come they are helping me with the plank? But trust me, a strong grip on the mat means like you have a strong foundation. So a strong foundation is like half the job done. So automatically, with a better grip on the mat, you will feel that your core has a lot more strength suddenly to do this pose. So downward facing dog and the plank, please make sure that you have a very wide grip with your fingers. Just spread out your fingers nice and wide on the mat. Instead of keeping your hands like this is not as efficient as this. So do that. 3, 2, you will feel more strength in both these poses. I'm promising you. 3, 2, 1, start. Step 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, and a 5. Now in the plank, employ that strategy. Absolutely spread the fingers. Drop it down. Push it forward, ma'am. Very nice. I can see your chest is almost there. Pull it back. Hold it here in the downward facing dog again. Same trick. Nicely spread out fingers. Step 9. Keep trying, keep trying. Sometimes your foot will also hurt, ma'am, because of this jhatka which is there. Step 10, 11, 12. Now we keep telling you, ma'am, to avoid that jhatka. The jhatka will happen right now. I can understand you are not doing it deliberately. So I know that you are not deliberately pushing the leg forward so that the foot gets injured. You are contracting your core. But even with that, ma'am, just try. Just keep a lateral vision on so that you know what's happening on the mat underneath you. So if the foot is coming forward with force, because it will, because your abs are working very hard, just try to avoid that injury. Sometimes what happens, ma'am, because of that impact, the foot will be fine, but the tiny bones in the toes might get hurt. So your toe, big toe, or the tiny toes may get hurt. So just try to avoid that. If the impact is happening on the mat, let it be on the entire foot rather than on the toes right in front of the foot. Okay, just trying to avoid any injury here. The impact will happen because there is full force. Later on, when your body is flexible, your foot will always land in between the palms. Then there will be no injury. Right now, when you are a beginner, there might be injury because I've suffered from such injuries myself. So I can tell you that. Chalo, other side. Step 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. Same trick with the palms. Spread out the fingers nice and wide. Drop it down. Push it forward. Pull it back. Step 9, careful with that foot. Let's not bang it. Yes, now crawl it out. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Step 10, 11, and 12. Last round. Let's do it. It's the last round. Juice it out completely, ma'am. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Step 1. And a 2. And a 3. And a 4. Very nice. Keep going. Step 5. Spread out the palms nice and wide. Step 6. Step 7. And an 8. And a 9. Manage somehow. Yes, much better. See, now there is no impact. I can't hear that dhram. This will safeguard your foot and your toes. Step 10. 11. And 12. Relax. Shake out your entire body. Job well done. Pat yourself. Massage your body. If you want, you can just sit down on the mat now. Stretch out your legs in front of you, ma'am. Massage
One
yourself.
more is there, ma'am. One more is there.
Round or side?
Right leg. Right leg.
Ah, see? Ah, see, this is why I like diligent students who don't cheat. Good. I'm proud of you. Nice. Chalo. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Step 1. How come I did this? It has never happened in my career. Step 2. I can always count less. I can't count more. Step 3. 4. And a 5. Spread out your fingers. Hold it like a spider. Step 6. And a 7. And an 8. Very gracefully, very lightly. You're feeling so light. You may be tired, but the audience can never ever find out. Step 10. 9, sorry. Manage it somehow. Just crawl it out, crawl it forward, crawl it forward. And a 10. 11. Nice back arch, pelvis forward. And 12. Now give yourself a nice gentle massage. A massage right now, immediately after the Surya Namaskar, will do your muscles a whole lot of good. You can avoid half of the soreness if you give your body a nice loving massage. It's scientifically proven. Just massage it out. You can stretch out your legs in front of you. You don't have to cross your legs and sit. Gain maximum access to those muscles wherever you feel like it. It can be your ankles, the front portion of your ankles. It can be your shoulders, or it can be just your lower spine. You can sit down in Vajrasana for some time, go into your child's pose and relax in that position. Massage the muscles in your mid spine, lower spine, do it yourself. And to make it more relaxing, just increase the distance between both the knees. Then you can go even further down. Huh. Keep the feet together, but just separate out the knees. Then you will have more space. And you can fall down even further. Just stay there now. Now, in this position, you can take your arms behind you and give your muscles a nice back massage. And once you're done with the massage, just bring your arms in front of you again, man. Stretch out the entire length of both the arms, palms down on the mat, and just relax in that position. Feel and visualize that the entire length of the spine is now lengthening like a rubber band, right from your neck straight to your tailbone. Full stretch. Just go through all the sensations right now. After this entire practice, you will have some sensations happening in your body. It can be your physical body, it can be your mental space. You may even have some thoughts or some feelings cropping up in your mind right now, all of a sudden. That is the beauty of yoga. The focus is not just on the body, but on the mind. So when you discipline your body with this series of movements, your mind also falls into a set pattern of discipline. And you will have some thoughts, some emotions waking up now. So go through them. It can be anything. Some people suddenly start to feel very motivated. Some people become very retrospective, introspective. Some people suddenly start feeling as if they wish to cry, as if they want to let out all the negative pent up emotions that they have not been able to express in front of people. I've literally seen some people after a genuine practice of yoga, after a genuine session of Surya Namaskar, just breaking down into tears and just releasing all their emotions. So, whatever emotions are developing in your mind, allow them to come. This will not happen in your regular gymming session or a Zumba class, but this can and will happen eventually in your yoga class because the physical asanas or the movements are all scientific. They have a scientific basis. You are sitting in the child's pose in a certain way because of a scientific reason behind it. The downward facing dog looks like that because of a scientific reason. Every pose has a scientific basis to it, and that is why it directly affects your mind. So now, because of the cumulative effect of all the physical poses that you have done in today's class, you will have some emotions waking up. Whatever those emotions are, now is the time to feel them, observe them. Don't suppress them now. It is never a good idea to suppress your thoughts or emotions. And in yoga and meditation, we never tell our students to suppress any thoughts if they are coming. All we say is if the thoughts are coming, let your mind wander, let your mind go to them, but then gently bring the mind back to your breathing. Right now, at this juncture, I don't want you to do any of that. I want you to observe all the thoughts and feelings that are coming to your mind now. Let them come, let them go as they wish to. I will not tell you to focus on your breathing now. But at the same time, I don't want you to catch hold of any thought also. I don't want you to clamp your claws into any thought. If a thought is coming, let it come. If a thought wants to go away, let it go away. You are a silent spectator right now, a spectator of your own thoughts and feelings. These thoughts, these feelings will tell you loads about yourself as an individual, as a person. Where are you headed in life? What do you want to do next? What have you done in your life so far? Was it the right choice for you? Have you made some mistakes? What do you want to do about those mistakes if you have committed them? Or these thoughts and these feelings are going to directly show you your next path, the next direction which you need to take in your life to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. So these feelings are going to work like an eye opener after every yoga class. Invite them, let them come. Slowly, slowly, whenever you're ready, you can just sit back up, sit down in Sukhasana, join your palms together, keeping your eyes closed, and rubbing the palms vigorously to each other, generating all this heat energy once again, pulling out this wonderful, positive, therapeutic energy from your entire body, from the different parts, different extremities of your body, your hands, your legs, your feet. Just pull out this energy and gently apply it to your face. Allow your eyes, allow the muscles of your face, allow your skin to drink this energy back in, to soak up this energy once again. And pat yourself. Thank yourself for taking out this time for yourself. Thank your body for taking such good care of you, and promise your body that you in return are going to take much better care of it from now on. Any doubts with regards to your eating habits these days, ma'am?
No, man, not much.
Any violations of the diet here and there?
Happens,
How often is it
but not
happening?
much. I eat only twice,
That's wonderful.
and
Stick to that, please.
yeah,
Now tell
and
me.
night strictly no rice. It will be either jawar roti or some kind of tiffin, but no rice.
Okay. And what
But
kind of
lunch
rotis are you
is
having in the tiffin, ma'am?
for breakfast. It's like brunch, ma'am. Directly I'm going into lunch.
That,
Morning I have my fruits and juices, and directly I have my brunch.
what are you
That
having
is
for
again
lunch?
either rice or roti happens for only lunch. That happens.
If you're having rice or roti, ma'am, if you're having rice, try to have only rice. And if you want
Yeah.
to have rice and roti, try to limit the quantity of rice as much as you can and go
Yeah.
for an alternate grain instead of wheat, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm understanding. Don't have wheat roti, have any other kind of roti. Ragi or any other jawar, whatever I've mentioned.
Ragi, I'm having that ragi drink.
Okay, so malt is there, no? And
Malt is there.
you have jawar at home. So have
Yeah,
jawar,
every day that happens. Yeah.
have
Every day
jawar
dinner is jawar only.
in lunch also, ma'am.
Oh, lunch also.
Because wheat and rice together, even if you are saying that, I'm having only this much of rice, but I'm also having wheat. Wait, why wheat and rice are like, how do I tell you? Wait, I'll tell you. Wheat and rice right now are like, wait, let me explain it to you. Okay, this example might work. Wheat and rice right now are like coronavirus infection and an already weak immunity.
Oh,
So
not even only rice. You mean to say the combination of it, or you mean to say in general both are like that?
the combination is worse than both of them being separate individual components. The combination is
Oh,
much worse. So you are having wheat also, and then you are having rice also, and both of them are like brother and sister. So wheat will do one damage, rice will do another damage, and your body will not be able to lose weight. You may not gain weight. You might have very thin chapatis. You may have only this much of rice, but both of them are happening every day together. So your weight loss struggle will increase. And you will be the one to ask me, ma'am, I'm doing all the exercises, I'm having 2 meals a day, but somehow results are not showing up. The results will boil down to wheat and rice together. So you want to have rice, have a decent quantity of rice only. If you want to have both, sometimes we don't feel satiated until we have both. So you have a small quantity of rice that day and eat a roti of a different grain, which will not help you to pile on weight, or which will uh, not help you to start losing further weight. So if you have jawar at home, rice and jawar. Now rice will not find a partner in crime. So rice will do whatever it has to do, but the jawar will at least not support it. Okay, fine, rice is going straight to my belly, and then the wheat roti will go further straight to my belly and to my hips also. Jawar will not do that. And have more. Do you have til seeds at home?
I was about to say that I have till sweet. We make till laddus.
Do you have
With,
til seeds also? Raw seeds lying at home?
yeah.
So if you like the flavor of til, you can add some of those til seeds to your jawar ki roti. Mix it with the jawar
Yeah.
atta and make rotis
Yeah.
out of it. It will become more satisfying because til will have that rich nutty flavor. So the feeling of satisfaction will increase. So add that to jawar. It will increase your protein content also. But try, ma'am, rice and wheat together is like, it's like a done deal. It's like a person, wait, I'll tell you now. It's like an aged person with an underlying condition contracting coronavirus infection.
Oh.
So a young person who is relatively healthy without any underlying condition will still recover, but an 80-year-old with with diabetes and with blood pressure and with cardiovascular condition contracting COVID-19. Are you understanding?
Yeah, I get it.
So it is like underlying condition is the rice, COVID-19 is the wheat. And underlying
Okay.
condition is the rice, and no COVID-19 is the jowar. So even if you have an aged person sitting at home who is already suffering from multiple problems, but at least the person is safe because he or she is not contracting the infection. So please
Yeah.
think of it like that.
Sure.
Don't
Yeah.
have both the culprits together.
Okay. Done.
They are your biggest culprits. They will somehow
Okay.
manage to make you not lose weight or not lose inches. I'm telling it to you on your face. You want to see extraordinary results? These two have to slowly be weaned out. Apart from jowar, do you have any other thing?
Jawar and ragi also we have, ma'am. Ragi dosha.
Oh, lovely. Then for some of the brunches, you can have ragi chilla, dosa, all these things.
Mm. Yeah.
Do that, no? On such days, you skip rice completely. Do
I'll
you
do
have
that.
moong dal at home? The whole green gram?
Yes.
Then you can make peseratus at home also.
Yeah.
You soak the green gram overnight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
finely grate it,
Yeah.
pulse it in a food processor, and you make
We
moong
do
dal
that.
chillas.
Yeah.
Have more of kala chana. All these things will fill you. So rice and wheat not together. Don't make that mistake. You will not see results in you. And
Okay.
little bit of heaviness in your Surya Namaskar will remain. Everything. I'm not just focused on your belly loss. I'm focused on your entire yoga practice. If you want your body to feel lighter also, suddenly one day you will feel that, Surya Namaskar has become so much simpler. My body is feeling light. It's like I'm flying on the mat. I'm able to do every pose with much ease. That happens when your joints in the body become more lubricated and greased and they open up. Wheat tends to create blockages in the body. Blockages in the body anywhere, blockages in your joints. So your body tends to feel more stiff when you eat more wheat. This does not happen because of rice. Rice is purely concerned with weight gain. Wheat is concerned with weight gain as well as stiffness, rigidity, lack of flexibility. Anytime you have a sense of heaviness or stiffness in the body, that's because of lovely wheat. So your practice in yoga will also slow down in terms of flexibility. कि मैं flexible नहीं हो रही हूँ. I'm still not feeling agile or nimble enough. My practice is still a little heavy. That feeling of heaviness will go when wheat is gone.
Okay. Sure, ma'am.
Let people say anything. You have to listen to them from one ear, pull it out from the other ear. Okay?
Sure.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. See
No
you.
problem. Bye.